There has never been a greater time than now to invest in the Metro Detroit area, and there is no other investment firm better qualified than Platinum Real Estate Holdings. With 40 years experience and over 1,000 homes sold, let Platinum Real Estate Holdings assist you with the purchase of a city-certified home of the highest quality. Turnkey properties, screen renters, yielding instant cash flow. Well, what are you waiting for? Call or visit us online today.
Welcome to the weekly recap for the week of December 26th. In today's recap, we will share observations from an Editor's Choice article from BiggerPockets contributor Scott Trench entitled, "Am I Missing Something? Or is real estate investing really not that hard?" And lastly, we will share information about 6 clever ways for house flippers to save big on remodeling supplies. This week's recap begins now. Scott Trench, BiggerPockets contributor, asked the question, "Am I missing something? Or is real estate investing really not that hard?" He starts with the observation that every real estate investor has their reasons for investing. There are 3 guys in the BiggerPockets family: Ben Levovich, Brandon Turner, and Jared Strum. All these guys are really impressive. They are very smart. They are guys whose writings are must-reads. They are unequivocally entrepreneurs. Their stories are exciting because they've made it. These guys mentioned started with nothing, and in some cases, less than nothing. They have built incredible businesses for which they fought and scratched and clawed their way to success. Scott Trench, the author of this article I'm reading, he says he's no entrepreneur. In fact, he believes he'd be fairly foolish to want to become a real estate entrepreneur. He describes himself as a white-collared income earner sitting solidly in the upper middle-class range and has a job he enjoys, investing to steadily move towards financial freedom. He assumes if you're listening to this, you have the goal to try to accumulate enough real estate to cover your lifestyle expenses through your real estate cash flow alone so as to achieve financial freedom. Scott in this article is sharing the path that he thinks is highly efficient for a full-time worker earning good wages to win at real estate investing. If you can save a significant percentage of a high 5-figure, low 6-figure household income, then there is no reason that you shouldn't be a financially independent millionaire or very close to one in about a decade. Of course, that's assuming that you invest around half your income in real estate and other appreciable assets like stocks. If you're going to pursue real estate with the extensive leverage of no money down investing, or are going to otherwise bring very little cash to the table, you are going to need to be willing to put in immense efforts like the folks we talked about earlier. The question is, why on earth would you as a high wage earner want to throw out your well-paying job for full-time entrepreneurship when financial freedom is going to be so nearly automatic to you to attain just keeping your job? The only way that full-time real estate entrepreneurship would make sense for a high wage earner is these 3 things. 1, if you hated your job so desperately that quitting was your only option. 2, if you passionately wanted to pursue real estate. Or 3, if you had no other choice because your ability to earn was eliminated. Another scenario to consider is you can buy a first-time home as a rental property, upgrade or move in a few years, produce reasonable cash flow, which accelerates savings and allows you to purchase another one in a few years, repeat the process faster and faster over time, and within a decade, you'll be sitting close to $1 million in real estate. Will it happen for everyone? Probably not. But Scott believes that this is not unrealistic. Scott's bottom line is that if you earn a middle to upper middle class salary, you should simply save enough of your salary such that you can purchase a median home every year or 2, move into an investment property with the intention of keeping it as a rental when you move in a few years. This is the way that the vast majority of you will be purchasing your first or next rental property, assuming you have a solid job and no pressing need to quit it. Scott says, if you are in the $50,000 to $100,000 plus income range, employed W-2 style, and not too keen on giving up the entirety of that income to go full-time into business on your own, then you would better start saving your pennies or prepare to move into an investment property, or both. When it comes to creative finance and no or low money down, it is for people who don't have free capital, who need or want to succeed in real estate so badly that they're willing to take on some big risk and go full time or all in. It is not appropriate for a guy we'll call Johnny Spender, people who make $75,000 plus, but have less than $10,000 in lifetime savings outside of retirement accounts and home equity, and who kind of want to invest in real estate. He may lack the ambition and or confidence to quit his job, and there is almost no chance that his real estate project will surpass his W-2 income in the next 2 to 3 years. The fact is, real estate investing is difficult for most people. On the other hand, for Scott, real estate investing seems very easy. Maybe the reason is because he started with owning only 4 units and occupying one of them himself. Maybe it's because he spent several months learning about property management and investing per property and buys only when his life and financial picture are in advantageous positions. Maybe it's because he has tens of thousands of dollars in cash set aside exclusively to deal with any problems as they come up. Maybe it's because he has a great job and could cover the mortgage even if the tenants weren't there to pay the rent. Or maybe Scott's case is simply good fortune about to turn bad. But Scott doesn't think so. He thinks that the reason people are succeeding in the business is because they consistently follow 5 basic principles that anyone can copy. Here are the 5 principles. First, they run frugal lives and thrifty businesses relative to their incomes, with plenty of cash on hand. Secondly, they buy typical properties that will obviously produce cash flow after financing costs and expenses, with inspections that do not indicate a likelihood of expense problems. Thirdly, they buy in locations that a reasonable person would expect to become more desirable over time. Number 4, they are reasonable and predictable people who treat their tenants and those they do business with fairly and honestly. And number 5, they are consistent investors, buying regularly with a long-term outlook. In conclusion, Scott says he is not a real estate investor. He believes that he will build wealth just as fast, if not faster, as many full-time investors after accounting for market cycles. If you're like Scott, he has some good news for you. Real estate investing doesn't have to be so hard. That's one man's opinion and experience. Is he missing something? Share your thoughts. Next up, 6 clever ways for house flippers to save big on remodeling supplies. This article comes from BiggerPockets contributor Mindy Jensen. She says when working on her investment homes, look for bargains when choosing materials to use. You can save big, and not with bottom-of-the-barrel finishes, or that you do subpar work to save money. Yes, you do it right and up to code, but shop around. And of course, remember, if you're flipping the house, you don't have to love the finishes. Here are some of her favorite 6 ways to save on remodeling supplies for your flips. Number 1, buy off the shelf. In one instance, she spent $2,000 on off-the-shelf cabinets. The custom brand would have cost more than $5,000 for almost the same thing. She prefers to keep the $3,000 in her pocket. Number 2, check out the Oops Paint section. Do you know most places that sell custom paint will make mistakes from time to time? This is your chance to swoop in for a bargain. If there are several cans of the same or almost the same, buy them all. You can get a 5-gallon plastic bucket and mix them together and create your own custom color. You can only do this if you use the same finish. In other words, don't mix flats with ultra gloss, for example. Number 3, don't write off the big bargain stores. Did you know that Costco sells tile? It isn't guaranteed that they'll have it in stock now, but from time to time, you can find some pretty amazing deals, like wood laminate flooring, light bulbs, light fixtures, faucets, garbage disposals, toilets, etc. Their inventory changes quickly, so keep your eyes out, and you may be surprised to see some great bargains on materials. Number 4, spruce up the property with hardy plants and discount mulch. In the spring, everyone sells plants. Landscape companies, home improvement companies, even grocery stores. A well-placed plant can make a huge impression. Once your plants are in, cover up the surrounding area with mulch. Big box stores use forklifts to move pallets of mulch around, Sometimes the forklift goes right through the bag. And some of those companies sell those broken bags for only $1. You can get mulch even cheaper at those landscaping places where they deliver it for you in large quantities. And number 5, get suggestions from friends. Asking friends can garner some pretty amazing suppliers. And lastly, number 6, repeat what works. Because Mindy and her husband are in the flipping homes business, she says she uses the same materials over and over because she knows how to work with them, such as the same cabinet knobs and 18-inch travertine tile. If she has too much left over from the current house, she just stores it in her garage until she buys her next home. Bottom line, flipping houses can be exceptionally profitable. Save money where you can so you can spend it when you need it. Share your best tricks and tips below. Well, that's this week's recap. Did you find this recap helpful? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
This has been your weekly real estate investment news recap. Did you find this recap helpful? Please like or comment below this video to enter to win a free copy of our ebook, The Ultimate Real Estate Guide for Residential Real Estate Investments. You can also subscribe to our channel or go to our website to receive the latest in real estate news. Our website also affords you the opportunity to view our latest turnkey properties.